Good morning, sir. Delighted to have you with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, an important phone call took place between Radoslaw Sikorski and Mr. Kuleba discussing the Polish-Ukrainian relationship, a relationship that has been somewhat strained in recent months, or shall I say over the last half a year, right, with different governments and, of course, issues with farmers. So what are the key takeaways?
This is the effect of the strategy that Donald Tusk has been applying against any popular protests during his last reign before the Law and Justice taking power in 2015. And right now, it's the same tactics, the same stratagem. And the effect of that is the thing that just after 2 months after the start of farmers' protests in Poland, our foreign minister is able to cherish the success and saying that our relationship with Ukraine are in much better state since farmers are not able to blockade the grain from Ukraine and our border with Ukraine, all thanks to the strategy applied by Donald Tusk. He actually invited them for negotiations. First part took place at the beginning of March, the second one in the middle of April. And during these talks, nothing actually was settled. So what we are seeing right now is, I guess, postponing the effect of this protest when it comes to Polish politics, and at the same time fighting them back when it comes to our relations with Ukraine. Donald Tusk just wanted to somehow isolate the effects of these protests from affecting our relations, our foreign relations with strategic allies. However, what I believe we will see in next months is going to be the effect of this protest on Polish politics and on the polls regarding European Parliament elections, but also domestic issues.
Right, because I mean we have sort of two different, I guess, matters somehow here. One, Poland supporting Ukraine in terms of security, and then the other issue, of course, are the interests of farmers. This is something that has been affecting the whole of Europe because farmers were protesting not only against the competition from Ukraine, but also against some of the provisions of the Green Deal, right? And the European politicians have been very sort of willing to make some concessions. And so some tariffs were introduced, right, on the Ukrainian products. So I'm assuming that Poland is saying that this is it for now, that there won't be any further restrictions?
There won't be any restrictions when it comes to Ukrainian grain or importing any agricultural products from Ukraine. I think the main goal here was to somehow show that Polish society is still in the same place as it used to be 1 year ago, and but I think this is going to cannibalize our future when it comes to internal politics. It's going to somehow push back, even though our relations with Ukraine have to get better in the light of the renewal, actually, of Russian offensive in Ukraine, and actually successes of Russian army in the field. So this is giving some breathing space when it comes to Ukraine and its market. However, it's going to sabotage the relations in the future, and it's going to be seen also by much more popularity of politicians who are going to attack the steps taken by Radoslaw Sikorski and Donald Tusk in this regard.
Right. Mr. Łobodziński, you work for La Stampa. So my question is, what is the Italian perception of what's happening here, on the Polish-Ukrainian front in this part of Europe?
Right now, Italian public is much more concentrated on actually chances of Mario Draghi becoming the new head of European Commission. So at the same time, Giorgia Meloni is not going to make any moves that actually might put it into peril. You know, this is a big deal for Giorgia Meloni in the light of future negotiations, and also the part that the future commissioner is going to play in this. You know, we are talking right now about getting Ukraine into European Union, but first we have to reform our structure, because as Macron put it, last time during his speech in Sorbonne University, the European Union might become ungovernable. So the problems are there, and the Italian public right now is trying to focus on getting Mario Draghi into the position, and at the same time trying to put up the fight with Russian imperialism by supplying weapons to the Ukraine. But there are not going to be any big changes before European Parliament elections.
Wojciech Łobodziński, thank you, sir, for being with us this morning and for your insight.
Thank you.